Welcome to Thailand, the land of Siam. On this episode of 1Guy1World2Wheels, we're going to check out some of the highlights here at Bangkok. Then we're going to head east to the resort town of Pattaya to check out the Barapa Bike Week. So come along and join the ride.
Thailand, the land of smiles. I've been here to Bangkok numerous times and I've always enjoyed this crazy, chaotic, exotic city. A place that seems to want to contradict itself at every turn. A struggling, developing country with seriously cheap prices on everything, yet still has the look and comfortable feel of most any developed industrialized nation. Although compared to its Southeast Asian neighbors such as Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam, Thailand shows itself as a thriving kingdom with well-developed infrastructure. Most people who come to Bangkok, even if they are heading off to Phuket, Koh Samui, or Chiang Mai, or Pattaya, they may spend a few days checking out the Thai capital. There are so many temples and wats throughout the city, but a couple are worth mentioning. The towering Aaron Wat that sits on the bank of the river. And then there is the 150-foot long reclining Buddha.
Part of it, we have to take your shoes off, which is customary in a lot of places, but I assume we're only going one way out and giving us bags. I guess it's offensive to have your shoes or the soles of your shoes shown to the Buddha.
As you walk around the grounds of these holy sites and take in the scenery and the landscape with the unbelievable architecture, you may get the sense that you are in some kind of a theme park of sorts, just without the rides.
What do you think, Marcus?
What do I think? I think it's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm glad I spent the extra money to come here. It's fucking fantastic.
I'm telling you, man, it's can't complain.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
After a long day of sightseeing, we head back to our hotel to get ready to check out a little nightlife. For a few dollars, you can hop in a tuk-tuk, a three-wheel motorcycle-like taxi. Although tuk-tuks are common in many parts of the world, the ones here in Thailand have a more unique design. They're a bit larger, with more comfortable legroom and reclined seats. A lot of student travelers, budget backpackers, they all head here to a place that is loaded with bars, cafes, souvenirs, tourist agents.
So we're here in Khao San Road. This is known as the tourist ghetto in Bangkok. You can find all kinds of crazy stuff here. Crazy foods, drink, little partying. You can buy all kinds of little cheap souvenirs and clothing and all that. Yeah, and if you're on a budget when it comes to accommodation, you get some really cheap places here on Khao San Road.
When I'm saying cheap accommodation, we are talking really cheap, like less than $10 a night. Not quite the Ritz-Carlton, but for a shoestring backpacker, it'll do.
What do you got us here? Some barbecue crocodile satay.
As exotic as it may look, I'm sure as most any Aussie, Floridian, or Louisiana may tell you that sometime in their lives they've had alligator or crocodile.
Hello,
Hi
good.
there. You're gonna get a little protein in our
Can
system.
eat everything very good.
Yeah, this is deep fried scorpion. I'm going for the scorpion.
Crunchy, not too bad. Now I'm going to try the spider. When we checked into the W22 Hotel here in the Chinatown neighborhood of Bangkok, we were shocked to find just across its courtyard was a collection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles that the hotel owner keeps. We catch an early morning train east to the resort town of Pattaya.
So, this morning we're on our way over to Pattaya for the Barapa bike week. Decided kind of take it easy. It's kind of difficult to rent a bike here in Thailand at certain times like this. So we're taking the train. So we got a little bit of breakfast here. So from a lady coming through the cars, selling them out of a basket. So let's see what it is. It's some kind of Thai, who knows what. Oh boy.
After a few short hours, we finally made it into the resort town. Here in Pattaya, they got these jitney pickup trucks that are basically the main forms of public transit.
We made it here in Pattaya, and riding the back of a pickup truck here to our hotel. That's all I know. Lucky. I'll be happy to get back on two wheels tomorrow.
With beaches and tourist traps, and of course, the famous walking street where its nightlife has its share of restaurants, bars, massage parlors, Pattaya has so much going on. Then there is the Sanctuary of Truth. This is a massive wooden temple the size of a sporting arena. Created in 1981 by a businessman named Lek Viviran to represent and celebrate the Buddhist and Hindu deities.
This is unbelievable. Most people outside Pattaya probably doesn't even know about this.
Everything, including all those carved sculptures to the structure itself, is all completely made of wood. As we walk around, taking in the breathtaking intricacy of all the incredible carvings, we are still required to wear hard hats as construction here is going on around the clock.
So if you hear all the banging and everything, there's still construction going on. Apparently this place was started construction in 1981 and it's still going on.
And like Gaudi's Basilica Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain, this temple will still have a long way to go before full construction will be completed. Today, I got a bike. It wasn't a Harley or even something that would be identified as a real motorcycle. Whatever Harley rentals there was, they were all taken up. So instead, I had to settle with this little 150cc scooter. I head out to the Elephant Jungle Sanctuary to meet with a small group of pachyderms who are being cared for. Here, these free-range elephants have 40 acres to wander around and do what elephants like to do. They are never chained or pinned.
So this is known as the Pattaya Elephant Jungle Sanctuary, and we're here. This is pretty much like a retirement home for elephants that have been used in, as labor, as tourists, giving people rides, and sort of that's a more humane, ethical treatment of these guys and gals, and you know, so they don't have to be living in a life being all shackled up or things like that. So you know, but yeah.
Nana and I walked over to meet a hero elephant. In 2004, a massive tsunami in the Indian Ocean came crashing into the Thai coastline. An 8-year-old British girl who was in Phuket with her family was riding a young elephant when all of a sudden it took off running with her still on top, thus saving her from the deadly tidal wave.
Yeah, 15 years ago. Because that time she was
in Phuket and walking with the little girl on her back.
Oh,
Right
wow.
on her back. And as you know, elephant, they hear vibration to their feet, their
Yeah.
foot. So earthquake, storm, they know before it happens.
Yeah, yeah. Here you go. Oh, you gotta show it. Ah, come on. There you go. Woo!
Oh man, it's just like that tongue. It was just like the vlog. Here. Yeah. You gotta remind yourself to pull that hand out.
To escape the heat, elephants love to wallow around in the mud. It provides a kind of coating to help protect them from the sun's rays and cools them down.
This is incredible. Never ever thought I'd be given an elephant a mud bath here. It's like tempted to tag one of these guys. Put your name in here. You know.
I did it, hey! I've learned a lot about these animals, and although I myself have ridden elephants numerous times, and I understand in many remote communities throughout Asia, elephants may still be a necessity as a mode of transportation. But hopefully, with sanctuaries like this, it may help educate and bring awareness towards the unnecessary mistreatment in the tourism, entertainment, and labor industries that involves these magnificent creatures.
This is unbelievable. This is just, you know. One of my ultimate experiences in life. Giving an elephant a bath. I never thought.
Bonding with these magnificent animals has been so incredibly awe-inspiring. And if there are any ways of getting these elephants to do what the handlers need them to do, it is through positive training where they are rewarded instead of being punished. Today we ride out to the Pattaya Outdoor Sports Arena where the Barapa Bike Week is being held. The Barapa Bike Week has grown into a huge international biker event with over 100,000 participants and visitors. This may very well be one of the biggest biker events outside the United States.
So we're here on the first night of the Barapa Bike Week. The sun is coming down, little by little people are coming in, the vendors are setting up. It's a little quiet on this first day, but I have a feeling it's going to pick up a lot more until Saturday night. So, yeah, it's kind of like a standard motorcycle rally that you would see in a lot of places, but I think this has a little more of an international flair. We're going to see a lot what's going on here. You got not just bikes, but classic cars and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
Mad Dogs began as an expat club in 1994 in the Philippines. It was founded by fellow Pennsylvanian Tom Niebuhr.
So I'm here with the founder and international president of the Mad Dog Motorcycle Club here, Tom, a fellow Pennsylvanian. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing well, bro.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to meet you here.
Nice to meet you.
So what do you think of the Burapa Bike Fest?
We've been coming here all along ever since it started, 20-some years.
Yeah.
And it's now one of the biggest bike meetings in all of Asia,
Yeah.
by far.
Wow.
People I see once a year. They come from all over the world. I see them here once a year. They become friends over the time, but it's so cool to hang out here and spend a few days and just enjoy it. Many of us who've lived here for many, many years have only one thing, and one thing for sure we have in common. We want to keep this as a peaceful place, one where anybody can go into any bar, any party, any place with their jackets on and not worry, not have to look over their shoulders.
Tell us a little bit about the Mad Dog. How did this get started and how long?
Well, Mad Dogs, I started in 1994.
Yeah.
There was maybe 7 of us got together and we decided we'd start a motorcycle club. Wasn't a lot of people to ride with. I bought a Harley. I think I was the only person that had a Harley back then.
Oh, okay.
And I just said, okay, it's going to be a Harley only club. Then I realized that all my friends can't afford Harleys.
Right,
Mostly Filipino guys.
Okay.
So then we get, okay, you can have English bike, European, and then now we pretty much allow everything back then.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd say 90% of all the guys ride American Steel now,
There you go.
Ride Harleys.
Okay, alrighty. So I'm here with looks like a young local club here in Pattaya.
Yes.
Your name is?
Yes, Chai.
Shai.
Yes.
Shai and
Ta.
Ty. Shai and Ty here. So you've been coming here for a few years, huh?
Yes.
Okay. How you like it?
I like driver. We ride to go camping enjoy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, so you come here and camp out then?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
good for you. But you're from Pattaya, though.
Yeah, I'm from here,
Okay.
but I ride to go Chiang Mai, to go Khao San.
Oh, so you ride a lot then. What do you guys ride? What kind of bikes?
Yes, this is my bike.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Oh, I see. Okay, so here. And this is a Benelli?
But legend from Thailand. Make in Thailand.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a Thai
Yeah.
bike. Hey, you got this on camera? This is made from Thailand. It's a GPX
Yes.
Legend.
Yes,
Oh.
GP legend. He have 3 years.
3 years?
3 years, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. I didn't even know.
Could try this. I go for drive to mountain.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got the good tires.
Yeah.
Not to be mistaken for the Kawasaki GPX models, the GPX Legend, or known as the Gentleman, is strictly a Thai homegrown-based motorcycle line. GPX is a fairly new company. It began in 2007 as ATV Panthers, initially making quads before moving on to motorcycles. One thing that is a tradition here at the Barapa Bike Week is the Wild West show with cowboys and bikers. It's like flat track racing with shoppers being chased around by cowboys on horses, and then throw in a few classic cars. This has to be one of the wackiest rallies, with a cross between Sturgis with a little dash of Burning Man. With an old buddy of mine back in California, Charlie Brechtel. He's going on stage right now, getting ready to play, do some blues rock. He's well known in the biker world. Yeah. Charlie got his start beginning at the Hells Angels party in California for $500 and a couple cases of beer. But his career really took off when he was invited to play at Sturgis Buffalo Chip Campgrounds and has been playing there every year since then. He's performed with such greats as B.B. King, Dr. John, Greg Allman, John Lee Hooker, and many more. On top of his music career, Good Time Charlie hosted the Biker Inner Circle podcast, as well as produced and directed Rebel on the Highway. So I'm here with the legendary Good Time Charlie Brechtel here in Pattaya, Thailand. How you doing, Charlie?
Hey.
Great to see you. Haven't seen you. Last time was in Hollister about 2 years ago. We were sharing booths next door to each other, maybe with the Teamster Horsemen. And yeah. So here we are out here. So what do you think about this place? How do you like it?
Well, I'm from New Orleans originally.
Yeah.
So there's strip bars, all kind of, you know, some of it, but it's like this is on steroids. It's
Yeah.
like New Orleans. It's like the Mardi Gras, the Super Bowl, all wrapped into one, and everybody's just really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
And I learned something, you know, like when you've been knowing, like, you know, me and Marcus have been friends a long time, so I would go like this because we're, you know. And then, if, like me, I just met you, so I go like this. And you never go no higher because that's Buddha.
Right.
So I got taught that because I didn't know. I was doing it sideways.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's just a whole different way of life here, you know.
It is, yeah.
And so many different people from
Yeah.
different parts of the world. And this motorcycle rally, I mean, it's amazing. It's motorcycle Woodstock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of explain. You started out as a blues rock musician, and you've been playing at Sturgis.
Yeah. Started out, my aunt owned a whorehouse in New Orleans on Decatur Street.
Okay.
And my family were all hooked up, you know, in the New Orleans
Yeah. I was just there last summer. Great
nightlife
city.
thing. And so I ran numbers when I was a kid and worked for my family. And as I got older, you know, Dr. John, Neville Brothers, you know, Alan Tuso, I mean, all the famous New Orleans musicians, Professor Longhair, all those guys would come and play at my aunt's bar.
Yeah.
And so I went from serving drinks to learning things, you know. And, and then Deacon Jones, who used to play with Freddie King, John Lee Hooker.
Right.
I hooked up with him. And
Okay.
so then I started, you know, California, and I started playing with John Lee Hooker and all the blues guys. And one night I was playing at this bar, and they paid like, I don't know, $100 for the whole band, or you know, and everybody's fighting to get in this place. It was all the Hairspray bands. And,
the 80s.
And
rock
right
metal.
down the street, man, was all these motorcycles, right? And the guy goes, "Hey, you know, Charlie, you got that Leonard Skinner kind of Southern. You should be playing over there at the Hells Angels bar." And I go, "No kidding." He goes, "Man." So I went over there and they go, "Yeah, we'll give you $500 and 2 cases of beer." And I went, so that was it for the Hairspray deal.
Yeah.
And then I started playing at the motorcycle clubs, and, you know, I just started writing motorcycle songs. And there's not that many. I mean, you can one hand, and you can't even get to 5 of true, you know, and there's guys out there, "Oh, I'm a motorcycle band." You have a bike? No. Yeah, I play Leonard Skinner at the rally.
Yeah.
Well, that don't make you one of us, dude.
You're right.
You know, and, you know,
Right.
it's all about preserving the history, man.
Shortly after meeting with Charlie here in Thailand, unfortunately, on March 25th, just 2 miles from his home in Copperopolis, California, Charlie was in a fatal motorcycle crash. He was pronounced dead on arrival. The Barapa Parade, traditional parade. They're going to ride through the streets of Pattaya down to the beach and then back out here to the indoor athletic stadium. I don't know if I'll do the whole ride through here, but I'm certainly going to tag along for a bit with these guys. We're going to see a lot of incredible, interesting looking bikes and a lot of crazy characters here. So we'll see what happens. As a Barapa tradition, on the last day of the Biker Fest, they put on what they call the Barapa Parade. Basically, it's a 90-minute run that goes around Pattaya and down along the beaches, through Walking Street, and back to the event site. Not just today's Barapa Parade, but most of the time, these little 150cc bikes like the one I'm riding are always the ones that fills up the majority of the street traffic. There must have been a few thousand bikes on this run. But here, it's not just the little high-pitched sounds of small motorbikes and scooters, but instead, it's tons of Harleys and modified choppers with their thunderous rumbling coming down the street and causing a lot of head turning. Speaking of choppers, there has been a growing community here in Asia in places like Japan and Thailand, where young folks are getting back into building the old school choppers that were more known in the 60s and 70s. One of the trends are the extended forks that were the premier signature of a chopper. One of the most iconic participants is the Predator biker, with the rider dressed as the Predator from head to toe, straddled on a chopper that's all done up to look like the creature from Alien. The intricacy on this bike is done so well that you would think that the designer of the Alien movies, H.R. Giger himself, had built this thing. This thing, whatever it was, some kind of Africa-themed sidecar on a chopper, whatever. It's always cool when going on a packed run like this where there are crowds of bystanders who cheers on. This has definitely been an incredible trip. As I said, Thailand being one of my favorite places with so much going on to see and do, and so much to offer, a kingdom that has never been conquered or occupied, but has been so welcoming and hospitable to the foreigners and expat community. And to have come and see a motorcycle event that is unlike any I've been to, I can see how Thailand can be the nickname Land of Smiles.